Sound check. Sound check. Why do I think this is a little bit lower than it should be? Sound check. Sound check. Alright, we are running. Stream is on the green, so that's good. That is absolutely good. Sound check now. Okay, this one looks a little bit better. Sound check. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Okay, I think this is more or less good. I've been playing a little bit with my settings in the microphone, so it might sound slightly different. If you do hear me either too loud or too low, please let me know. Okay, but everything seems to be fine. Stream Crash 597, hello! Welcome to live stream, and welcome to the live stream, everybody. I hope you are having a great weekend, having some rest, and like me, just a little bit of rest. Welcome everybody. I posted a vote yesterday just to decide which airplane should we take, either the A330 or the 737. You guys decided to take the A330, so A330 it is. Specifically, it's going to be AeroGenesis, newer version of the A330. I've been quietly testing it out, like I did a couple of tests, small test flights before, but I never really did a complete flight on it. But what I can say immediately is that it already looks quite better. Now, I hope the video is not lagging too much. For those who don't know, I upgraded my CPU, so it's definitely better than it was before. However, it is still not perfect. Again, probably because I need to upgrade my graphics card, and X-Plane needs to fix some stuff. Anyways, yes, we're going to be looking at what this freeware A330 brings to us. It is a freeware. They've been working onto some systems. They upgraded the textures, so this airplane is a little bit heavier than default A330, and you can feel that. At least I do feel that. So let's see how my my graphics card holds this. And today we will be doing only one leg. Because I will have to go out and I will have to drive to another city, because tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I have a flight, which means I have to be at the aerodrome at 6. So I still need to drive there, I still need to prepare the flight and all that stuff. But I am doing something special for you guys today. I've prepared my camera, which is my phone, and during the cruise, which is be roughly 1 hour and 20 to 1 hour and 15, I will be preparing my flight for tomorrow, so you will be able to see how do I do it. So everything from preparing the flight, checking the NOTAMs, submitting the flight plan, I mean depending of the time of course, but using the chart, using the paper chart, making the calculations, all that stuff, heading tracks. So I will be doing that on the cruise. You will be watching me do it, and I think it's going to be cool. In the meanwhile, we are with China Southern livery. By the way, I really like this livery. I don't know if you guys like it or not, but I think it's like simple but very nicely done. And we are in China. We are in Chengdu. I think that's how it is pronounced. And we will be flying to a very, very cool airfield, which is already, I mean, it's already on my list for a very long time. It's called Lhasa. It is located in Tibet, and that autonomous region, and it's basically the capital of the whole region. And there's a bunch of flights that go there. And what's so cool about it is the fact that the airport is situated at 11,700 feet or something like that. So it is very, very high, right in the middle of the mountains. It's not like extreme like Paro, for example, or yeah, it's not as extreme, but still, because of all of that stuff and being more than 10,000 feet up with elevation, that's going to be a pretty cool destination. So we're going to be crossing a lot of mountains, a lot of great and beautiful scenery on the way, so it should be pretty cool. Yeah, Tazi, Welcome. Good day, Vlad, and all just stopping in to say hi. Can't stay waking up in 5 hours for work. Oh, dude, you gotta go sleep immediately, because 5 hours of sleep is not too much. You're gonna feel very sore on the next day. So, good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. Cloud Terrier, sound check okay, audio okay. Thank you so much. Please also let me know if the live stream starts to lag, because I decided to put the mixing of everything on the GPU. It kind of seems like it was a little bit better in terms of work. So, anyways, Cooler. Hello, I have COVID, so I get to stay indoors all day. Oh, that's unfortunate. I hope you get better quite quickly. Stysera, hello. Sound is good. Thank you so much. Synchronized another sound, cool. Yeah, I hope so. I hope you're gonna learn something, and maybe there's something you might bring into your Simfy. Who knows? Floppo, hey, welcome to live stream. How are you? Soundler, hello. Welcome to live stream. And Cloud Terrier, no latency on my side, all okay. Good, thank you so much. So the first thing you might have already maybe noticed is I am not so sure if the Laminar A330 opens all the doors. It's possible that yes, but to do so you probably have to go and either assign some key bindings to make it happen. This version of the AeroGenesis finally brought a tablet, an EFB, which is a very, very simple EFB, but it's there and it works, which is amazing. And it works essentially for two things. It works for opening doors, setting up ground power and all the ground equipment, which is really neat and really useful, as you can see. And it allows you to calculate the takeoff performance, so like V-speeds, trim settings, and all that stuff. It's very simple, a little bit annoying to use, but it's there and it's cool. So let's get inside, let's power up the airplane, load all the stuff. Oh, and of course you can load the airplane as well through the EFB, I forgot to mention that, which is really, really useful. You don't need to go through the menu and do all the stuff there. Very neat. So yeah, man, I really like this livery. I think it looks fantastic on this airplane, and I mean even any other airplane. Alright, enough talking, let's go inside. It is not real time, of course, in China, because UTC time, it's probably like middle of the night for them right now, but to make things a little bit easier and more beautiful, I just put the morning time, so we're going to have a nice sunrise probably as we depart, and then we're going to be able to see all the mountains. So really cool, just making sure my controls work. The pocket brake is off, the spoilers are disarmed, flaps are up, engines are off, engine start switch is on normal, and thrust is on idle, gear is down, the wipers are both off. And now I don't know how to check the battery, but you should be able to check the battery some way. We do have external power connected, but first I'm going to go battery 1, 26.8, battery 2 is exactly the same, so no difference. AP battery on, all looking good, external power on. And I feel like I probably forgot to... Nope, it's actually fine. So sounds are all default, they come with the mod. Exterior lights, emergency lights on, no smoking on, nav and logo on. I'm gonna just wait a little bit, and this is already one of the things that the mod brings that's new, is the fact of the self-test in progress, and we get the IRS align as well, which does not work 100%, but it's there, it's a beginning, and that's cool. Now the screens are, for some reason, turned down, so we're gonna turn them to their maximum brightness, because that's how I like them here in the simulator. We're gonna do that, and also for some reason I'm gonna go down there and a bit the radios are all off. But first let's just prepare the overhead. It looks very much like the A320, so I'll just go through very quickly through everything, put the aiders to nav. I wonder if the on bat is going to extinguish or not. Just want to test that. It's going to happen or not. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Alright, I'll just go nav on all three of them. Now here lights are all set, strobes to auto. This is all auto, landing elevations on auto. That's important as well. Fuel pumps are all off. Hydraulics look good. Fire test. We can test that. Beautiful. got all the warnings correct. On the left hand side, cooling is going to be normal there. And again, for some reason, the radio panel here is not connected. So I'll leave that on. Maintenance panel looks good. This doesn't work. I can't even read the switch. Wait, if I put it to dim, I'm actually able to do it. So this valve is off, but I cannot move it. Fine, let's go down here, turn on the radios. VHF 1 on. I'm going to set 1228 already because we are on VATSIM. I do hope VATSIM is going to be a little bit more stable now with the new CPU. So that's all set. Weather radar is off. It's going to go all, and 2000 is set. Auto. Looks good. Unlock the door for now. We are on the ground. Can switch on the flight directors already. Constraint mode on. And now this is one of the things that doesn't work. So even if you switch to plan mode, which you should be able to see all the stuff on your ND, this does not work. Unfortunately, so we'll see. Cooler, I don't feel very bad. The actual worst part is having to stay inside. Oh, and probably especially if the weather is good. But you're gonna get fine quick. Tazzy, haha, had 3 hours so far, woke up to possums in the roof racing. Oh, cool. That's an impressive thing to wake up to. Synchronous Lord 97 Tazzy, I just got up 5 minutes ago, now I'm ready for the weekend. I have been working for 14 days straight. Oh boy, man, don't do that. That's dangerous. That's really not good. That's like really not good at all. Okay, so now this is the tablet. It's very simple. As you can see, we've got the AVI tab, the ground handling, just very simple box. Just click on it, turns yellow when it's not ready, and then it's red when it's closed. Weight and balance looks like this. Takeoff performance looks like this. Landing performance looks like this. And the settings is not complete yet. So for now, I'm just going to be using this, and this. And I will check the landing performance later on to see how it works. So for now, what do we have? We're going to have 26.8 tons of fuel. So I'll just round that up to 27. And to do that, I actually will be doing something differently. So we have to give the target passenger number. It says each 80 kilos. So let me see. Do I have here on Sim Brief the number of passengers? I don't think so. Oh, yes, I do have 311. So let's try 311. Hit enter. Now I'm going to go next. Target cargo. Now, so far we have, how much fuel do we have? Sorry, how much weight? Zero fuel weight should be 159. Zero fuel weight 159. So we are already above. Let's go back. Let's do 250. Ah, wait. What? Zero fuel weight 161. Maybe that's because I've said before. Alright, let me just try the following. I have a calculator here. Our payload is 32.4. So 32. Let's do 32. Let's do 25 divided by 80. That's 312 passengers. Or I'll just do the following. Back. 311. So 311 times 80, that's going to be 24,880. And now I'll just go 32,400 minus the answer, and we're going to add, so let's go next, 7,520 kilos of cargo. And our total fuel is going to be 27,000. Enter this here, and that's done. Now I will do the quick load up so we don't have to wait, and quick refueling. So that is set. We've got the weights all uploaded. We can see the fuel here, our CG, gross weight, and our actual zero fuel weight, which is still a little bit above because probably Sim Brief just has a slightly different version. Not big of a deal for me, so I just skip this part. I'm just going to confirm that we've got 27 here. Do a quick check here. I think we need to power up the FADEC to see that. Let's see if it works. Ah, it doesn't work. Alright, so there's a very dirty trick to do this. Let's just do this. We've got oil. Everything is set. This looks good. This looks good. This looks correct. We could do the battery check. I'm going to skip that. We've got hydraulics, all looking good. Circuit breakers looking good. APU is off. Temperatures, oh boy, we've got a very hot cabin, 34 degrees. So it's literally as I have inside of my house now. The doors are all fine. Before the doors, cockpit oxygen there, 1390. I don't think that's within the limits. I think it should be higher. But again, I don't know how to refill it, so maybe through the menu? Yeah, crew oxygen. Let's refill it. Done. Apply. Yep, there we go. It's now refilled. Good. Okay. Nicely done. Tires looking good. Everything looking good here. The fuel is nice and balanced. So wonderful. Geo recall. IRS in a line 4 minutes. Brilliant. Very, very good. Cooler. It's a warm day, but it's also the solstice, so there's music all over the city all night. Ah. I don't know if that's good for you or not. Synchronous Flyer, I am okay, but I hope so, man, because it sucks. It really sucks when we have to work that much. Alright, let's go in it. And we are departing Zulu Uniform to Zulu Uniform Lima Sierra. Our call sign is going to be Charlie Sierra November, so that's China Southern 4405. Now this flight usually is done on an Air China airplane. That's also an A330, but we don't have that today. Kind of prefer this livery, although the Air China doesn't look that bad as well. Temperature outside is going to be minus 46, so probably will not let me. Okay, it did. Because it does not let me to set a higher cruise flight level if it's above the maximum, because it does not account for the fuel burn, which is probably kind of correct, but at the same time not so sure. Alright, zero fuel weight, zero fuel with CG. I just set that in, just confirm that it's 26 point whatever. Yeah, that's correct. And the block is there, which is good. Now let me just check something here on the first init page. Our alternate is actually just Zulu Uniform Sierra correction, Charlie Kilo. Actually could be our airport because it's the same. Doesn't allow me to set. Fine. Now, unfortunately, I do not have charts for this airport. I mean, I don't have departure charts like SIDs. I have stars, I have the approaches, I have the ground charts, but not the departure charts, which is a little bit annoying. So we're gonna go and just trust whatever it's gonna be here. We should be departing runway 20 right via the Urjeg 6 something, which is not here for some reason. Wonderful. Urjeg. Maybe it's a transition or something. Oh, never mind. I just imported the wrong airport into SimBrief. That's my problem. That's totally my problem. Yeah, I was in Chongqing. Wow. Alright, let me just redo this real quick. That's why the runway was different. I just thought that maybe for some reason it was slightly different, but let's see. Okay, 300 Optimum Max 38. I will leave 38 even though SimBrief is giving me flight level 400. So I have to pre-file this again on the network. What a mess. Alright, I'll just go 380 here, no problem. 380, and our alternate will be Zulu Uniform. Plan is submitted, so that's done. View the PDF file. I mean, overall it's going to be mostly the same, and departure will be running 20 right, that's correct, via Mumgo 9er Whiskey. So here we go, insert this. Clear that. Would you have some restrictions? As I see there, Mumgo Airways Bravo 213 to Lima X-ray Alpha. I think this is a huge airway that goes basically direct over the airfield. So we're gonna have to see what arrival do we use there. And from there it just gives me the arrival, so fine to me. It doesn't allow me to set the alternate nav, right's not required program. Let's go like that to 0 right. I wonder if it's gonna allow me to do it. Nope. Alright, fine. Better than nothing. And now I'm gonna calculate the takeoff weight. So CG, it says to me like here 26 point, I'll go 0.2. And our zero fuel weight is 1618. Or the gross weight is gonna be 189. So round those numbers up. And this is gonna be a little bit weird, but we're gonna go through it. So the boxes are a little bit misaligned, and sometimes it's weird to see those. But we can still do it. So let's go. Takeoff weight 189. Wait, I need to clear this. 189000. Enter. Next. Our CG is 26. I'll just leave 26. Enter. Next. The wind direction is 180. Enter. Next. The wing strength is 3 meters per second, so 6 knots. Enter. Next. Temperature, now it says Kelvin, so Celsius plus 273. Temperature is 28, so roughly 30. That's going to be 301. So 301. Enter. Next. QNH is 1009, or enter. Next. Runway direction in degrees 200. Enter. Next. Runway length. Now I can see this here. It is 3,600 meters. Enter. Next. Running condition, it is dry, so I'll put 1. Enter. Next. Anti-ice is going to be off, so enter. Correction, 1. Enter. And it gives me all these values, which is really good. So wind component, we've got...
Attention, all aircraft. QNH 1022.
1022. What? Are you kidding me? I just checked the METAR. 1009. This lady is definitely drunk. 1009er set, 1009er set, and 1009er is set. So that's all correct. We've got a flap setting of 1 plus F, trim up 4.5, conditioning on, flex to 28, and V1 is going to be 135, 135 on rotate, and 139 on V2. So actually V2 is good. I'll put 140. So 135, 135. A lot easier. Flaps 1 and trim was up 4.5 degrees. Flex to 28. Now the flex on this airplane is a little bit weird. Thrust reduction and acceleration. Because we are flying away from the city, I don't know if they have any rules here. So the elevation, oh, it's in meters. Brilliant. 512 times 3.281. So elevation of this field is 1,700 roughly. So plus 800, that's going to be 2,500. And acceleration is going to be at 4,700. Let's see if this works. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, it's going to be auto, no problem. Next phase is going to be fine. Fuel prediction looking good. Secondary flight plan doesn't work, so FMC or MCDU is all prepared. Leave this one on the performance page, leave this one on the flight plan. Everything looks good. There's a traffic flying close by, so that's cool. And actually, before that, let's just check. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. We can now see at least what are we expecting in terms of departure. So it's a straight ahead, probably at certain altitude here above 460 AGL, as I guess. We do a right-hand turn. We do have a speed limit there below 250 to the first waypoint, which is the Charlie Zulu Hotel. And from there straight to Numgo. We have to be there at above flight level 197. Is that it? Yeah, above flight level 197. So sounds good. Probably what I'll do, I'll fly clean speed because I'm not sure we're going to be able to outclimb that. I mean, we're not that heavy, of course. We're not flying like a long haul, but still. And from Mumgo, we're going to basically join the rest of the stuff. LXA, and I don't see the arrival airport for some reason. Maybe if I put it down here. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, these ones also do not work mixed. That's fine. No problem. Performance here, flight plan there. That is all set. Let's do a checklist. I'm gonna use the normal A320 checklist. So, cockpit preparation, gear pins and covers were removed. Fuel quantity, we've got 27 on board. Balance, seatbelt sign, because the refueling is complete, is on. And the pumps will be on as well. That's actually becoming brighter, so... need to put the lights on bright. Like that. Yeah, now we can see them. And ADRs are on nav. We can actually check them, but I checked them here before they were aligned, and they already said nav, so I'm not sure this is correct. But still, we can check that. That's on nav. Barrel ref 1009 are reading 1600 on all three, so we are looking good. Next is going to be before start checklist. But before we do the before start checklist, I want to just see a nice sunrise here. Oh, look at that. Look at that sunrise, man. With this livery, this is looking quite beautiful. Screenshot. Okay, so let me see. Oh, I haven't checked the chat for a while. Cooler was looking forward to having some fun out there, but it's a chill day, I suppose. Well, chill days are cool as well, so I don't see any problem. Flight Pilot, hi, do you use X-Plane 12 beta or stable? If you use beta, how did you make A330 work? Flight Pilot, yes, this is the latest beta, the release candidate 1. And this is the AeroGenesis A330, this is not the default one. I don't know, I just installed it and it works out of the box and seems so far pretty stable, I hope. So, alright. I think it's departure briefing time, if you agree with me. We are on stand 132. Stand 132. This is really good freeware plugin, by the way. And are you guys ready for the departure briefing? If so, let's go. We're flying Flight China Southern 4405 on the Airbus A330-300 AeroGenesis. Flight from Chengdu to Lhasa. Beautiful flight, highly suggest you to do that. We are expecting a 2 hours and 12 minutes of airtime. No temps are looking fine. Regarding the weather in the airport, right now it is fantastic. The wind is 1803 meters per second, so just multiply that by 2, and it's going to be 6 knots. Variable between 140 and 200. Ceiling visibility looking okay, so visibility more than 10, no clouds below 5,000, no significant weather. Temperature 28 dew point 20, so quite humid actually. QNH 1009, no significant change. Other than that, looking good there. NTIs will not be required, and on the climb out, we are a little bit inside of some area, some possible area. This is all messed up here. Let me just see, what does this mean? I don't see where is the bloody note for this area here. Oh, by the way, look at that. There's a volcano. I think this is the volcano that erupted. Suanose, I think so. If you guys saw some videos. This is how the volcanoes are represented on significant weather charts. Really cool. And probably there will be an ash dam there. I'll see that in a minute. So we do definitely have something here. I just do not understand what is it, but it's possible that's... I think the message is hidden behind this one. Looks like severe icing, or possible severe icing between flight level 160 and 260, so we'll be careful for the clouds, even though it kind of looks clear on the outside view. Terrain radar will be on because we do have a lot of high terrain to the to the west of the field, as you can see here, and it really climbs out very quickly. So even though the MSA in the region of the airport is 2,200, as we get further away,
traffic,
it will become to
1417 heading 110 on base ice runway 02 right, Chengdu.
it will become to really grow up. So that's about it. Now, as regarding to the airport, we are on stand 132. I don't want to group. I just want to zoom this in. So 132 is somewhere along this. So we're going to have to be pushing back into Charlie, facing to the north. And what I'll do probably here is I can either just taxi across the terminal to Charlie, then turn left to Bravo 10, and to Alpha 8 holding point. We do have a hotspot there, hotspot 9. And that's probably what I'll do, so that sounds good. That's going to be our taxi. And to the runway 20 right, which is dry to wind, we just checked that. And our performance is going to be flaps 1 plus F, flex 28, speeds 35, 35, 40. Alright, our departure straight ahead at 460, right-hand turn below 250 knots to the first waypoint. From there, left-hand turn to Mumbo. We have to cross it above flight level 197, so I'll probably maintain clean speed, which is 219 knots, as you can see down here. We do have our speed, so as I depart and as we start to accelerate, I will select on the autopilot that airspeed. Okay. Other than that, special considerations, none, apart from the fact to remember that we do have quite significant rising terrain to the west of the field. Okay, and in case of, well, rejected takeoff or any malfunction, the takeoff roll below 100 knots, we stop for anything. Between 100 knots and V1 only for significant malfunctions. In both cases, I'll call reject, put the thrust to idle max, reverse, let the auto brake work, stop the airplane on center line, apply the parking brake, call cabin crew station's attention, and advise the ATC and access the situation. In case the failure happens after V1, I'm going to continue straight ahead. I'm going to climb to at least the MSA, and I will be doing a right-hand turn away from the city. At least 3,000 feet sounds like a good altitude there. Actually, wait, I have here this open. So yeah, at least 3,000 feet. I mean, we can climb even lower. We can climb like 2,000, 2,500. Yeah, 2,000 feet is more than enough. And then we'll see what to do. So basically, initially straight ahead. We're not overweight. Our takeoff alternate is the same airport. We have a very long runway, good conditions, good for fighting services here. And other than that, no other considerations. Any questions? If so, ask them in the comments. Alright, that's the brief complete. Very good. Let me just do something here. I want to put this into performance mode.
Traffic, China 1417, establish Lhasa approach, runway 02 right.
Alright, let's switch this to arc, constraint mode on, 20 miles range. To 0 right, he said. That is not to 0 right. Or 02 right, I think he said 02 right, never mind. Okay. So that's all set. Before start checklist, please. And before we do the before start checklist, APU is going to come on. I'm going to switch on the beacon already. And we're going to start closing some doors, actually. Okay, APU page correctly opened. So let's go here, ground handling, cargo door, close, close. Some nice animation there. Man, I do love this livery. Look at that. Holy cow. Looks really good. Alright, close this door, close this door. I'm gonna remove chocks. Call better pushback, start pushback.
Cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Here to Charlie. Like that, enter.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Do we've got flap open? Yes, we do. Start is on, and I'm gonna wait to remove the ground power. This is before start checklist. Brakes is set. Takeoff, speeds, and thrust. 35, 35, 40, flex 28. Windows are closed. I don't even think we can open them on this one. Nope, doesn't look like. And the beacon is on. So before start checklist is complete, I'm going to lock the door. Nope, that's unlocked. Like that. Good. Door is locked. Oh yeah, initial climbing altitude. Let's set flight level 200. So this way I can remember actually that we need to be above. Johnny, hey!
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
Welcome live
Ready
stream.
to connect.
This is A330 TOLIS or default plane X-plane 12. Do you recommend A330 default to play? Johnny, so this is neither of those. This is the AeroGenesis A330. This is like a modified A330, kind of like a ZUUU, but not as advanced yet. So it's between the TOLIS and the default 330. Alright, APU is on, APU blade is going to come on, external power is going to go off. I just want to see if we actually can see. I can definitely hear the packs. I want to see if the temperatures are going to go lower there, because it's pretty. I mean, it is pretty hot there. So let me lower that temp down and put the backflow to high. I just want to see them
connected and bypass
cool
pin
down.
inserted.
Okay, it looks like it's
Release
cooling.
parking brake.
This is pretty cool. I mean, wow. Look at it. It's actually going down. So yeah, Johnny, by the way, the link is on the description. I've put the link for the plane on the description. I think they will be updating it even more. At least that's what they say, so I want to trust them. And it's really nice. Alright, ground power is disconnected. I'll leave this on the takeoff performance page. I'll leave this off. Detach the jetway. Did I pull the gear up? Yes, I did. By mistake, sorry. I pressed Shift G for the menu and wrongly pulled the gear up. Alright, everything is set. Let's go. Let's start to push back. Man, look at this sun. It is looking so great. Brakes are released. You're clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you so much. Chrono is started, or in this case the timer, and off we go. I want to take a picture. I mean, I'm loving the light here. My internal photographer is just enjoying this too much. Why is the fuel guy still going up with the airplane? Dude, please disappear. You were just breaking my picture. Screenshot. Alright, the sounds of this airplane are not that bad, so in order for you to listen, I'm gonna go and... What is going on here? Oh yeah, I need to press reset here. No? There we go. Engine start, switch to ignition. Menus are all correct. We've got oil and starting number 2.
Chengdu traffic, China 1417, located runway 02 right.
Okay, starter is cut off. Now, unfortunately, we do not get the message that the engine is avail, like it should be. So I hope that's going to be one of the things we're going to get into the future update, but it looks like more or less it is stable. And one is almost stabilized. EGT is decreasing, fuel flow is stable, everything is good. APR is looking good, so let's start number 1.
prepare for takeoff, it is important that you pay careful attention to the safety procedures of this aircraft. On settling down, place your hand-carried items under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartment. Please be extra careful when removing your personal proceedings from this compartment. Don't place your items on the aisles or at the exits. To prepare for takeoff or landing, keep your seat upright with the table locked in its stored position. Please keep your seat
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And whenever you are seated,
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
to fasten your seatbelt, and that is a metal.
Yeah, that cabin briefing, that's something they added on the A330. And I think that's really cool. So flaps set, speed brakes are up, APU off, two flight controls check, full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral, very good, trim, up 4.5, just gonna have to hold that for a little bit.
In the unlikely event of an emergency water landing, get your life jacket from under your seat. Slip it over your head.
Set.
Clip on the wristbands.
Very nice. Terrain radar will be on my side. And I can dim it, which is really
Tow
good.
is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
I wanted to give you the full experience of the being a passenger on the 330. Man, look at this light. Holy. Wait, I want to take a picture with the hand signal. I think that I should be doing the hand signal once he stops. Look at that elegant airplane. Okay, here's the hand signal. Ooh, screenshot. 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 Good. After start, anti-ice is not required. Status is checked. I can do recall normal. Pitch trim is up 4.5. Rudder trim is on 0. And I'll click reset. After start, checklist is complete. Brakes are released. Backslides on. Running turn off on. Chengdu traffic, China South turn 4405, taxiing via Charlie Bravo 10 Alpha to Alpha 8, holding point runway 20 right, Chengdu traffic. Alright, brake check, both work, so that's wonderful. Oh, and just pull up. This pull up is really cool. Alright, straight ahead until the very end. I want to see where's the other guy that landed. Maybe we can see him. This airport is quite huge. And he landed on that side there, so... Oh, here he is. I guess. Air China. A321neo, cool. Alright, we are on the taxi. Not the brake fan, sorry. Auto brake on. Takeoff config normal. We can do the taxi checklist. Flight controls are checked on both sides, I suppose. Flap setting, config 1 plus F is set. Radar and protective wind shear is going to be on. That's on auto already, I can't touch that. Engine mode selector is on normal. Eco memo, takeoff, no blue. Taxi checklist is complete. Very good, I can put this back to auto. Let me just see. Conditioning, 25 degrees in the back. That's a lot better than 35. I can tell you for sure. Okay, Bravo 8, we want Bravo 10. So far, I am enjoying this airplane. Because I was really thinking about purchasing the Zhuu's A330neo, and I probably will in the future. Because it's an airplane that really interests me. But we'll see. Alright, approaching Bravo 10. Let's slow down a bit. We're quite fast. And we'll be crossing Bravo into Alpha. There's 10 knots. It's clear on left, clear on right. Ah, a little bit of a early turn. Need to remember this a long plane. Cloud to rear, the link is already displayed in the video description along with the Lhasa 1. Yes, it is. And by the way, the Lhasa 1, that scenery is still for X-Plane 11, so disclaimer there. But it works, and it looks really good. It's literally the best scenery I've found. It's a lot better than the default, and yeah, it adds the atmosphere of that place, which is really cool. Joshi, are you on Mac OS? No, I'm on Windows 11. If you're thinking that I have the mouse from Mac, that's true, because I like the animation. I don't like the Windows mouse. It's I don't know. It's just for some reason, but I prefer Windows a lot more than the Mac. Okay, so we have nobody on the approach. That means we can just go for the departure. So. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. I'll do a call there. Transponders go all TARA auto. Strobes are going to go on in a moment. There's Alpha 8, lineup checklist, takeoff runway 20 right is going to be confirmed, TCAS is on, pack 1 and 2 is going to be on. Clear on the right, clear on the left, final looks clear. Slow down again. And probably for an A330 we are so light. Because I'm not used to fly 330. I don't know what are the expected weights and so on, but I assume it's going to be quite heavier because we're just doing a 2-hour flight. Right, funnel's clear again, left side is all completely clear. Chengdu traffic, China Southern 4405 heavy lining up runway 20 right for departure. Chengdu traffic. Strobes coming on, taxi landing lights coming on. We have nobody on, so we have the departure clearance to go. Lineup checklist is complete. Runway is confirmed. Everything is looking good. Are you guys ready? I'm definitely ready. So remember, straight ahead until a certain altitude and right-hand turn climbing. Clean speed up flight level 197. Oh man, I'm messing up all the alignments. Okay, now where's the SID? Did I close it? Oh, I closed the SID, good. Ah, no, never mind, I don't have the SID. Well, okay, pull them up. Takeoff's okay in chat, let's go. At about 1.15, that's roughly 50%. That stabilized, chrono is on, and now we do not have a flex, so it's gonna be whatever it is. Thrust lever. SRS, runway track, auto thrust is blue. And off we go. It does feel light. Airspeed is alive, thrust is set. Lovely sound. There's 100 knots. Keep the center line, please. No wind. It's pretty good. V1, rotate. You want to flyby? Let's do flyby. Gear up. Nope, no gear up? Okay, gear up. Lovely. Well, bye-bye Chengdu. It's nice to have you here. Oh. Those were some cool sounds. Alright, that altitude is clearly higher than whatever it is. So just continue straight ahead, and now drop the nose. Now this is what I don't like. If you notice, the engine just went down. So I hope they fixed this, because it's really annoying. Now I'll put this to thrust, climb. Auto thrust is on, so the FMA is not correct as well. S speed is checked, flaps up. Speed brakes disarmed. Lights off. Backs and runway turn off. And I'll go autopilot on. Clean speed 219 set. was that? Very good. China unfortunately does not have very good overlays, so you really have not much of a beautiful scenery outside. There's the right-hand turn. All is briefed so far, looking good. Okay, transition altitude is 3,000 feet, so we can go ahead and set standard on 1, 2, and unfortunately this one doesn't allow me to click on it, so I'll have to go to 902. Set. Autopilot works very nicely on this one. All the directs to work. I haven't tried the holds, but so far it's pretty impressive. Go to 0, 0 on the speed, just like that. Outside view. Oh yes! Absolutely lovely. How quick are we climbing? 2,800 feet a minute on the green dot. Not too bad. I feel like we're gonna comply with that altitude restriction. And we've already burned a ton, so max 385, optimum 376, so we might probably get higher later. And you can see the mountains. Look at that. We are at 9,500. Look at those mountains up ahead. That is quite impressive. Quite impressive. 10,000 feet. Lights are off. No icing, which is good. I do like the sound. I like the sound, I like the texturing. I think my texturing right now is on medium, but it's pretty good. Alright, we're gonna pass flight level 120. I think I can go manage speed from this one. I'm gonna go manage speed from the Charlie Zulu Hotel. I think we've gained enough. Probably that altitude restriction is nothing more than a safety barrier for you to be at a safe altitude in order to go for the mountains, because the Great Mora, like the minimum on that area to go down and be at a safe altitude, is like flight level 200 to flight level 210, which is pretty significant. Alright, I can go flight level 380. 380 is blue. Just press on it, just in case. It's coming from the right on the wind. Now we can see a little bit of terrain there. Look, we've still got reds. And we are at 14,000. Alright, there is flight level 150. Let's go manage speed. I want to see how it's going to accelerate now, if it's going to maintain a little bit of climbing vertical speed, or it's going to dip the nose below. No, look at it. The autopilot is pretty solid. It's maintaining the 400 feet. Very nice. And we got really fast, really close to the mountains, as you can see. Outside view. delivery is looking good. Alright, almost at 280. I think we will pass no problem. Got like 3,000 feet to climb, so let's see what's going to be the vertical speed now. Considerably less, but in case we won't fit, I'll just go decrease the speed and probably pass it, no problem. Okay, 2,000 feet a minute. We have 4 minutes to there, so we're going to be passing over that no problem at all. Fantastic. Very good. Very, very good. Now I'm gonna wait until we pass over that waypoint. and then I'm gonna start preparing my flight for tomorrow, so let me actually bring some of the stuff here that I need. First things first, I need my tablet. Where's my tablet? Right, here it is. I need my paper chart. I need a piece of paper, which I already have, so that's good. I need to verify that I saved all the required stuff previously. So my last flight was an IR mission, and I need to save a couple of things here. First, so select, save all of this. Safety files, save, done. I'll get the flight plan. Cooler, it's crazy when you think that people that climb those mountains are near cruising altitude. Oh yeah, that's a very good perspective. Alright, passing flight level 293. So we're gonna be just safe. Look at that, man, those mountains, wow. Those are some significant mountains, and they just come at you so fast. Outside view. They really come at you very fast. And above flight level 200, so we are safe to go. Now, I don't remember, we didn't have any turbulence areas there, but I want to go over the mountains because the wind has slightly changed, so we do have a headwind now, and it's coming from the mountains, and usually when it's coming from the mountains, it might be a little bit turbulent, so I want to wait with this belt sign just a little bit more until we get to a higher altitude to be sure that we can actually go safely. And while it does that, I'm gonna also open the charts for Lhasa. SID, nope, I need stars. And I need METARs. I don't have exact METARs, unfortunately, so it's a crosswind, and it looks like it's gonna be going for 27. Ceiling is pretty high, broken, and a little bit of scattered. But this is not exactly from there. Let me go to windy. I feel like I'll just leave this view. Look at this, man. Holy cow. I'm just gonna leave this view for a while. It is beautiful. Okay, I want to see the airport. Windy, there is no forecast, but how's it looking in terms of wind? So wind is looking very quiet. 1 knot coming from northwest, so that kind of gets it right. So runway 28 left for us. Start 28 left to right. Gedang. Yeah, we're gonna have to change a little bit our arrival segment there. Initial approach chart. for ILS, DB running 28. No, wait, not 28, sorry. Oh, I don't have anything for the other runway. No, never mind, wait, this is 28. I don't have anything for the other runway. Alright, we do have an ILS, but I'm not understanding. It looks like it does a turn over, but that's not how I saw the airplanes doing it. So we'll see. Oh my god, look at that. Look at those mountains. I need to take a screenshot. Wow. 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 X-plane. Not bad. Quite good actually. Okay. Climbing nicely. Not as quick, but climbing nicely. Alright, so let me just come here. Flight plan. Destination arrival ILS 27 left via what is this called? There's no name on this one. Ah, no, never mind. DM01A, this one. And via... I'd love to see this. Yeah, well... Can I see it here? No. I wish they fixed this. Right, so we've got LXA, we've got the Charlie India 28 left, and we've got this waypoint, which is Delta Oscar 904 Yankee, which I guess is the... Oh no, I don't guess anything, it's written here. It's the initial approach fix. And from the initial approach fix, we have a slight right-hand turn to intercept the ILS, and we're done. So I can insert empty, and it should do the trick. The only thing I'll have to change, let's hope I now can see it correctly. Yeah, so yeah, that jump there from LXA to DM to Delta Mike, which is an NDB, Zedang. That jump there, we're gonna have to clear it out. So let me do this, and let me do like that, and it probably should fix it. I can't preview that, which is annoying. Okay, this looks more or less correct. That altitude restriction tells a lot of interesting information for us. But it's looking good. Okay, progress page. On flight plan on the other one. Arc mode. Airports on 80 miles set, or maybe 160. Looking fantastic on the outside. Absolutely fantastic. Are you kidding me? I might be changing the thumbnail maybe with these kind of pictures. I don't know. Synchronous Runner Sound, do you feel any FPS drops with the new CPU? So it is definitely better, but those bad places where the frame rate kind of sucks, they are still there. So it is not amazing, but it is a significant improvement. A lot more smooth, a lot more stable, and something that I don't know, overall it's a lot better. Alright, so now let me put some outside view probably. 380 is selected, all the speeds are looking good. I'm gonna disengage the seatbelt sign. I'll just leave it on auto. And should I leave this view or should I leave another view? Because I kind of want to be monitoring what's happening. So let me see. If I do it, can I resize these? Yes, I can. Good. So mini eCam. Mini PFD. And Mini ND. Like that. Okay. I think these ones are fine. Or I could just put them here maybe. Like that. No. Yeah, maybe. One there, two there. Yeah, I like these ones. Alright. So, Synchronous 7, nice to hear maybe a new GPU later this year. No, that's not gonna happen, I tell you 1000%. Like, the CPU was already quite expensive, not because of the CPU itself, but because I had to change my cooling. So I changed to water cooling because I really trust the guys who sold me the computer, or they do all this stuff. I know them for 10 years, and like, they usually tinker a lot with computers and all that stuff, so they know what they're doing. And they suggested me to get water cooling because the temperature of the CPU is going to be quite higher, and otherwise I would not be able to benefit really from the performance increase, because then I would be temperature limited. And so when I came in with the computer, I was thinking, like, I mean, the box should be fine, but I'm kind of worried it won't. And it was not good. So I had to change that as well. So yeah, CPU turned out to be a CPU cooling and a box upgrade. But overall, it's good because now I have a platform to upgrade that should work for like a lot of years. All right, now everything looks fine. Let's so for those who don't know, I'm a student pilot in real life. I'm going through my IR building and IR training instrument rating right now. And tomorrow I will have a flight. I have a slot for 2 hours, and so I need to prepare the flight. It's going to be an hour building flight, so I can essentially do whatever I want. 2 hours is not a lot of time, and I want to do something simple tomorrow, but at the same time I want to do a plan that I could use for the following days, because I will have 2 more slots of 2.5 hours later, which will allow me to do more stuff, and that's really good. So I mean, the camera is on, and you should be able to see the camera now. Hello, this is this is me. So I put a little camera here for you guys to be able to see what I'll be doing. Let me probably just change the view to like this. I feel like it's going to be a lot more immersive, or maybe like that, so this way I can just remove these 2 screens, or maybe even the third. No, like that. Yeah, this one looks good. And so I will be preparing because we have a little bit of time here on the cruise, and I want to save myself a little bit of time. So let's start with the basic stuff. So I have here my iPad. I have a 2-hour slot, and before I do any planning, what I will be doing is I will be checking NOTAMs. So I need to be sure that whatever I want to do in the real life, it is possible to do so. So I'm gonna go into this is like the official page for the NOTAMs, kind of like Scene Brief, but all separate. And I'm gonna go narrow route. Now I know I want to go to the north of the field. My airfield is Evra, Lima Papa Echo Victor, and I want to go quite to the north, like not too much because it's only 2 hours. And I want to overfly an airfield called Pont Sur, so that's Lima Papa Sierra Oscar. And so I'll set the NOTAMs starting from tomorrow, 22nd, until starting in the morning, so like 0400 in the morning, all the way to the end of the day. So let me do 00 and 23. Now I will not be airborne until this time, but it's good practice to just leave that on. So that is all set. I can set how wide is going to be my route. I'll set 80 miles. This way my area of interest is going to be quite higher. Now you probably are not seeing anything. So let me just adjust the camera here for you guys to be able to see. Oh, why is this? Okay, now I got... What's the problem? It should be fixed now. You should be able to see now. Okay. Alright, so that's set. And I am gonna add a couple of alternate airfields just in case I need to divert to somewhere, because sometimes you have to have a plan B and sometimes you have to have a plan C. It's always good. And it's always good to know what's around you, what to do, what not to do, all that kind of stuff. So that's added. I'm gonna create this. And it's gonna be generating this huge list of NOTAMs, much like what you see in SimBrief. By the way, let me just do this into performance mode. We are almost reaching our cruise altitude and the outside view is looking amazing. So now I will need to save that because it's school policy. So we have to record everything we do. I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm going to put the date on it, 2025, so that's the year 06. And today is, or tomorrow is going to be 22. And I'll put our building 22. So that's set. I created a folder. I can go back and I'm going to print this. And print, export safety files. So this is literally my flow of how I do things. Our building, I'm going to save that there. And I'm just going to read through a couple of things here. So starting from the departure aerodrome, we got unserviceable PAPIs on runway 19er. This is not a problem because I'm not going to be using those. I'm going to be flying during the day, so that's not a big deal. And the aerodrome that I'm going to be overflying, it has a beacon. It's only flashing green light because if I'm not mistaken, the land airports have to flash white and green, if I'm not mistaken. And there are aerodrome birds concentration, so because it's kind of like beginning of the summer, there are a lot of birds, so you need to be paying attention to that. Then this is another alternate that I've put. This is Castelo Branco. This is actually where I live, and there are a lot of works being done there. They are extending the apron. I think they are building a new taxiway or something like that. So taxiway Bravo and Charlie. Charlie is the new one. I never saw it yet, so it's closed. Bravo is worked as well. And aircraft to access the hangar only towed, probably because there are machinery and people working there. Entry and exit of runway only via taxiway Alpha, so that sounds good. And then we've got a mobile obstacle erected, an area bounded by whatever this is. A distant 120 meters east side from the runway 1634 center line, elevation 405 meters, so that's probably a crane or something for the workers. Then another big airfield that's located to the south already, so this one is probably not very significant, but it's always good to look. MSA altitude changed. I mean, this is fine. Circling minimus, not really significant. Emergency siren unserviceable, this is all good. Taxiway edge lights, not really applicable. And finally Qashqai, which is another alternate we're going to be using. Declared distance has changed. Yeah, that's fine. That's validity, holding procedures. This doesn't really apply to me. And takeoff with RVR under 800 meters not allowed. That's as well not very good, very important to me. And then captive kites exhibition will take place within 30 meters radius centered on whatever this is, whatever this waypoint is, or this area. It's actually a beach. It's literally written here. It's Praia dos Pescadores, which means beach of the fishermen, in the Cascais Bay, and from ground to 40 meters AGL. So it's always good to know. Maybe there will be someone flying a lower airplane. Then we've got the en route. Usually what do we have here? This holding procedures, significant point or make completely withdrawn, not really applicable, and all of that set. Then, because I've set such a large area, it starts to input me some of the NOTAMs from Madrid or from Spain, from the Spanish zone. So I'm not going to read those because I do not intend to go there. So that's perfectly fine. Okay, But now, just in case, sometimes there might be other things, and there's a really good website for Portugal, which I have to find now. It should be somewhere here. It's this one. They basically do a map. Let me just refresh the the page, and they have a map here that you can visually see all the stuff going on, and that's very, very useful. So just make sure that you go and you see whatever there is. So this area here, would you have some drones? Like, this is possibly important. Drones from 2000 AGL to 4500 AMSL. That's a closed aerodrome. More drones over the area that I intend to fly. This is drones as well from 2000 to 4500. And looks like all of these sectors are cut out. So you see, this is quite important. We might have flying drones that do fire surveillance in the areas that we fly. We need to keep that in mind. So tomorrow, for instance, I want to go higher because I just want to overfly all the fields, just want to check all the visual waypoints, and then we'll see. So we'll see how it goes there. As well, we've got some gliders possible on this airfield from ground to flight level 055, so it's quite high as well. And on this area, I want to see, what do they say? Nothing significant. Yeah, nothing significant. That is closed, and that's all drones, so nothing significant. Alright, so this is what I want to go. I want to go over to the northern part. It looks good, so now I can actually start planning. And how I'm going to plan. Let me go get... Here's my paper chart. It's quite big. I'm not going to be able to open it completely so you guys can see the entire country, but it's huge. Like, it's quite huge. Once you open it, it's quite a pain in the ass to put it back together. So I'm already struggling. All right, here we go. So I hope you can see this fairly well. This here is from where I'm going to start, and I'm going to go north to this airfield right here, and then I want to go all the way until here. And then down here, because last time when I flew over here, I actually confused two of the waypoints here, these two cities. So I want to reconfirm that to make sure that that's possible. And also, how did I pick the distances? So because I have 2 hours of slot, I'm going to consider like 30 minutes for ground preparation, taxi, all the checks, run up, takeoff, departure, and as well the return, because when you land, I usually like to practice a couple of touch and goes, at least 1 or 2, and then I land. You have to do the after landing, shutdown, all that stuff. So that's all time, and I just gonna go and simply calculate. So the plane usually flies at around 90 knots, so 90 knots times 1 hour and a half, so 1.5, that's giving me 135 nautical miles. So that's going to be roughly the flight plan that I'm going to be looking for. Before I do anything exactly on the paper, I can simply go to SkyVector, and I can show you that. SkyVector here, and I can simply look and make a very approximate distances. So let's say 42 miles there until Ponte Sur, then an outbound for 29, then this one 27, then this one 21. It's actually a slightly different route, 17, and then I'll add plus 7, so 143. This route does not work very good, so I'll remove this waypoint here. And let's see, it's 29, 29, 29 again, then 17, and then plus 7. So that's 124, that's 10 nautical miles less. I don't mind coming back here and do more touch and goes, or I'll just go slower, or I'll just do like a little bit of further away flight. So that sounds good to me. And probably because of that, I'll actually do slightly different. So, okay, now I need to pick my waypoints. I'm going to open my special pens, erasable pens. Dark Luchinari, are you an airline pilot? Not yet. I will be one day. Student pilot is still very cool. Thank you, man. Trying to show you some stuff here. Maybe it will be useful to you. All right. By the way, check those views on the outside, man. Holy, it's looking good. Wait, I need to check it. Look at that outside view. Holy cow. That is pretty cool. Yes, Dark Lucinario. I'm based in Portugal. Holy cow, that's beautiful on the outside. Are you kidding? That is really nice. I'll actually probably remove this one. Let me just take a screenshot here. Alright, done. Back into the cockpit. I think the view was more or less like this. And base with camera, yeah. Looks good. So you guys can see a little bit of the outside view as well. Alright, so now I'm going to start by just selecting the points that I need. And wait, never mind. Here's the other instrument that I need. This is kind of like a ruler, but it's not called the ruler. This is called the plotter, because that's how you plot your route. So I do have departure waypoints here out of my aerodrome. I don't know if you can see them very well. They are like that. We have here Basel, Ancet, Ababa, and Valve. Alright, so because I will be departing to the north, I will be departing via Basel, so that's going to be my first waypoint. From there, I'll probably fly direct to one. Oops, just pressed on the keyboard. Sorry, it's a big chart. It's a big paper chart. All right, back into the view, or I could put this view actually. Now that one, the other one is better. Yeah. So I'm going to be selecting the waypoints now. I will select this little village here because I know it quite nicely already, and it's a good visual waypoint. So I'll just do a circle around it. Then I'll do a circle around the airfield that I intend to fly over. Could probably skip this one, but still. From here, I will be flying to this here, then to this here, and then down to here. Where is it? I could do this one. Let's do this one. This one, then this one, and then back. So, I've selected all the waypoints. Now what I'll do, I'll have to plot those. So I'll have to draw the lines as correctly as possible. Can you see what I'm doing now? Wait. Like that. Alright, more or less. I'll try to do my best so you guys can see what I'm doing. Like that. Oop, come on. Pen doesn't want to write. Alright, there's a line. There's another line. There's another line down here. And then a line here. Then a line here. Then here. And finally from this waypoint all the way back to Basel, which is going to be our entry point. Okay, very good. For now, this part is done. I'm going to go back to my iPad. Screen is all dirty. Open the documents, and I'm going to go and copy a couple of documents from this other folder. This, and where's the nav log? This one. More, copy, go back, place. Paste. And navlog. Alright, so for those who watched the live stream of the Yak 18 in Germany, where we flew VFR, this is kind of what we used. This is a navlog. So this is where you put your legs, the altitude that you want to fly, the wind, what is going to be your true airspeed, the true track, magnetic track, calculated true heading, calculated magnetic heading, then the legs, because this page basically is going to be printed, and then you divide it by 2. Let me actually pick one and show you. So here is an old example that I have. This is the full, and this is how you fly with it, because you put it on your leg support here. I don't know how this is called in English. So you fly with it like that. And during the flight you set up the times, you write all that stuff, make the fuel calculations to make sure that you're not going to be lost. Okay? Now, let me just confirm how much time do we have to to Lhasa. So I want to make sure that we don't. Okay, 446 miles, that's still plenty. Still plenty of time. Okay. But yeah, that's how you do it. So, because I have this navlog here is from another flight, and it's all full, and I don't want to use it, so I'm just going to go here, use my pen, and just delete everything from here. Some stuff I may not delete because that doesn't change at all for the flights, like departure times and all that stuff. It's usually more or less the same, but the rest of the stuff can be deleted. Okay, and fuel required deleted. Alternate fuel is the same, taxi fuel is the same, contingency is going to be different. Actually, it's going to be the same for this one, it's 3 liters. Holding is the same, total fuel required is going to be different. Okay, I'm just going to do done. And in order for it to save. And now I will start to insert all the new stuff. So, we depart from Evora, so I'll just put it with, where do I need to write, like here? Evora to Basel, that's the first waypoint. Then from Basel we fly to the first village, which is Pavia. From Pavia we fly to Pont-Sur. From Pont-Sur we fly to Alter. From there we fly to Porto Alegre. From Porto Alegre, Montfort. Then to Evremonte. From Evremonte to Basel again, and from Basel, whoops, to Evora. Alright, so first part is done. I'm just gonna hit done again. This is like the save button to me, because sometimes it freaks out and it deletes everything that you just wrote, and it's extremely annoying. Let me just read through the chat. Cloud Terrier, your leg choices do always provide nice views. Thank you. Dark Lucinary, do you have to do tests before being allowed into the flight school you're being for? At the moment, as far as I know, no. But I think in the future there will be. But it's not like not like math tests. It's more like psychological testing, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. I didn't do anything like that. What I had to do is I had to do my medical class 1. I had to have like minimum scholarship, which is high school. You have to talk English, basically, because everything is in English. And that's it. Synchronous Fire, do you use the map on the plane? Yes, yes you do. Constantly, you always have to check where you go, because sometimes you might have to divert. I had one flight where the clouds were going quite low and I had to change my route like at the last minute. So, yep, you do have to use the map quite frequently. Dark Lucinary, because I have to go through 5 phases of exams to be allowed at the KLM Flight Academy, so I want to do training before signing up so that I don't screw up my chances. I have to wait till next year though, because all the good training spots are already full. Haha, I see. Yeah, so see, that's a little bit different. If you're gonna go through the KLM Academy, that's kind of already getting into the airline, and because of that, they do a very, like a lot more detailed inspection and analysis of the students that they're gonna take on board. Porto Alegre, my mom's from there. Oh, but that's Brazil. That's Brazil, I think. Yeah, the one in Brazil, not in Portugal, exactly. Cool, man. Alright, very good. Now, pardon me. Altitudes, alright? So, until Basel, we're gonna climb to 1,800 feet. So I'm gonna write that down there. From Basel to Pavia, I will be climbing, because we're flying northbound, I will be climbing to flight level 065. From there, I'm going to maintain this altitude until Porto Alegre. And from Porto Alegre, because we're going to be turning southbound, we should be descending to flight level 055. But usually there is not a big deal of doing that, and I prefer to be a little bit higher. So just for planning purposes, I'm going to write this flight level 055. But in the flight, I will just request the ATC. I'll just advise him that if it's possible, there is no traffic, I'd like to keep my current altitude. But according to the rules, I'd have to go down to 055. Okay, then to Evremont. From Evremont to Basel, we're going to be descending to 2,300 feet, because that's the entry altitude for Evra. That's 500 feet above the circuit altitude, which is 1,800. So those 500 feet are for safety separation between arriving and departing traffic or traffic on the circuit. And finally, from there, we will be descending to 1,800, and that's it. Our true airspeed is going to be 90 on the whole flight until the last part, which I normally calculate with 80, and we do not need any tracks, any calculations there. I'm going to leave the wind blank for now, and what I'll do at this moment is write the rest of the names on the second part of the page. So I just kind of hit the save again. And now I'm going to write, so Basel, Pavia, nope, Sponsor, Alter, do Chão, Porto Alegre, Montemor, no, it's not Montemor, it's Montfort. Montfort. What else? Evremont. And then Basel. Finally, Evra. Arrival. Okay. Altitudes, I'm going to write again all the same. Flight level 065. This, then flight level 055, same, then 2,300, and then 1,800. Now, so in order for me to not forget during the flight, what I usually do, I'll put little arrows here to make sure that I do the climb or descent. This, for example, is going to be descent, and in case I need to maintain a certain altitude, I put like a restriction, like not below 2,300, not below 1,800, or just a fixed. Okay. Good. So I'm going to go again, save this. It's very annoying, but I have to do this because I had it a couple of times where I've written like a lot of stuff and it just boop and disappeared. So it was very annoying. Now what I'll be doing is I will be checking the distances of each leg. And you actually have two ways of doing that. The first one is with the plotters, because the plotter actually has two scales. Focus. So you can see down here it says a scale 1 to 500,000 on this side, and on the other side it says 1 to 1 million. This chart is 1 to 500,000, but because of the printing, because of the scale of the chart, because of a million things, that scale might not be 100% correct. And especially if you're doing theoretical exams and you use the plotter, what can happen is your annexes or your pictures with the charts for your exercises might be wrongly scaled. So you can use the plotter and say, oh, that's 20 miles, but actually that's not 20 miles, and so your calculation will be wrong. So there's a second technique with using this, which I don't remember the name of this instrument in English, if somebody can provide me that. So essentially what you do is, on the chart, let me put this closer to you, you have the meridians right here. And let me add a little bit of light. You have the meridians, and the meridians have distance markings on each of them. So in this case, each distance marking is 1 nautical mile. Compass, thank you so much. And basically what you do is very simple. You just open your compass on your distance leg, like that. This is your distance, and you just put it over the meridian, and you see what's the distance. For this case, it's 19 miles. Very good. So I'm going to go into my iPad and write 19 miles for this leg. Now, continue onwards. Oh, see, it just did that. You didn't see it, but it just did it. Alright, 19 miles. Come on. 19 miles, done. Next leg. Open that. That's approximately 19 miles as well. I didn't change it, so that's done. See the other one. Alright. That's gonna be 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 miles. Then this one here. Okay. That's around 12. And then this one. Oops. Alright. That's gonna be 14. And this one is a little bit bigger. Let's hope I did not exceed the maximum that's allowed. Maximum allowed is 25 per SOP. That's 10, 20, 22. Okay, 22 is fine. And the final one from Evremont to Basel is 11. Now, from Basel to Evra, I usually like to assume 7 nautical miles, because if you do have traffic coming on, you do not fly direct from Basel to the field. You fly initially to Maxet, and then you do the entry to the field, because you have a lot, like a much better placement and visibility over to the field. So that's all done. We've got the distances all written. Let me save that. Reopen. And now I'm gonna make the total sum of them. So calculator in hand. 5 plus 19 plus 19 plus 18 plus 12 plus 14 plus 22 plus 11 plus 7. That's 127. So that's 8 miles less than what I wanted to. So I know I have a little bit of a margin to play around on the flight. which is good. So perhaps I could do like a slightly different route change when I will be flying. So maybe like a small rerouting. Alright, that is done. Next step is knowing what's the direction that I have to fly, right? So for this I'm going to use the plotter. And basically how you do is you have a little hole right here in the middle. You put that hole over the meridian and you align the plotter with your track like that. And now I'm going to try to do this. If you can see up there on the meridian, you have the degrees, and you can read the degrees depending on the direction that you will be flying. And that's how you get your track. So for this one, let me do it again. First track is 333, actually 333. Alright, so I'm going to go here on true track and write that 333. Done. Next track, this one is quite annoying because it goes quite high up. So dot over the meridian, align the plotter with the track. Rate the degrees on the meridian. This is 352. 352 on the track. Added that. Now again, dot on the meridian, align this thing with the track, rate it down here on the meridian again. This is gonna be, we're flying eastbound, so it has to be 9 or something, and it is 09 or 2. Done. Next one, dot over the meridian, like that. This is 066. Set. Now this one is a little bit more annoying because we do not have any meridian close to this one to put the dot on. And so you have to use a second plotter or something to allow it to slide. So that's exactly what I'll try to do here. So let's see, I'm going to align it with the... That is going to be hard. I'm going to align it with the track. This is going to be probably like 182 or something. Lock it here. Alright, that's locked. I can now move the plotter. Align this and put the dot over the meridian, and it's literally 080. This one is cool. Alright, let's write 080. This one is painful. So, correction, not 080, 180. It's literally to the south in terms of track. Okay, then we'll go for this one. Oh, wait. Sorry, the chart is really big. And my table is not that big, and camera placement is not perfect. So let's go put this here, put this there. As you can see, this takes a little bit of time, so what I usually do, I have a pre-selected amount of routes that I already know the tracks, and I already have nav logs filled, so I just change the headings. I make new calculations for the wind and fuel. This is going to be 218. And the final one to Basel, this one is going to be 215. It's a very little difference from that one and this one. Let me confirm this one again. (218). Yeah, 204. That was my mistake. 204. Alright. So, first part is done. Now, because what we've written so far is true track, so this means it's geographic, it's over the map, accounting for the geographic North Pole, we need to remember that we actually fly according to the magnetic North Pole. So we need to apply the variation, the magnetic variation. And over Portugal, it is 1 degree west. So basically what you have to do, you have to add 1 degree for each true value. So either it's the true track or a true heading, you have to add 1 degree. So for this case, magnetic track is going to be 334, 353 exactly, 093, 067, 181, 219 and 205. That's done. Very good. Now comes the next step. And the next step is to calculate what is going to be our heading, because the track is like ideal conditions. No wind, no nothing. But the heading is what you're going to be flying. Okay, so for that, I have to go and I have to find the wind. There are a couple of ways to do that. For actual flying, it's always good for you to use official sources. And then you can just confirm that with Windy or another app that you might like, because usually those are pretty accurate. Okay? So we're gonna come here to the meteorological service of, where is it? Of Portugal. Like that. The hell is that? Oh, I got the bug again. Look, I've got a bug that allows me to see flights that were saved by other people. Look at this. Flights from EasyJet and stuff. This is pretty impressive. I have no idea how they did this. But or how I did this. It's pretty funny. I just want to take a couple of pictures because this is fun. I mean, this is nothing confidential. Basically, it just creates an automatic weather briefing for a certain flight. I have my own here as well, so probably my own flight is somewhere along along those. See, I only have one, so this is how it should look, and I had the whole list. Okay, now this flight though, it will only give me METAR, staffs, and some significant weather charts. I don't really need those for now. The only thing I need is to see the wind charts, and for that I'm going to go to wind and temperature charts, click here on the peninsula, because it's where Portugal is, and I'm going to have to see what time it's going to be. So not today at 18, not at 00, but at 6, it's 7 AM, so that's exactly when I will be flying in local time. And I get this very unfriendly piece of chart. Let me save this. Save to photos. Done. It's gonna be down here. I thought I deleted those old ones. Okay. And this is what you're gonna be watching. Now I wish this wouldn't turn. How do I... There we go. So what we will be looking at here is basically wind. This is the flight level 050, so it's very close to the altitude that I'll be flying. And it looks like it's coming more or less exactly from the south to me, like 180. And one of these means 10 knots. This here means 25 knots. If it's half a dash, like this one, it means 5 knots. If it's 2 dashes, it's 20, and so on. If it's really high, like 50, they put a triangle on it. So I can assume for this area right here, the wind is going to be around 180 with 10 knots, or 190 probably, because I'll be flying along here, and it's kind of within those. So 190 at 10 sounds like a good wind to me, to make my calculations. So back again at the document, at the nav log, in order for me to not forget, I'm gonna add it here. 19010, and this is in the grease true. Right, click it save, reopen it again. Now I'm gonna leave this one open. Oh yeah, never mind, I locked it. Please turn. Alright, and I'm gonna leave it like that, because now what we will be doing, we're gonna be calculating our heading using this and this. They are separated now, so it has a high speed side and a low speed side. I'm going to be using the low speed because I'll be flying a Cessna 152. And speaking of that, if you want to track me tomorrow on flight radar, at 6 UTC I'll be taking off from Evre. You'll be able to see me. My call sign is going to be Alpha Delta Mike 311 Sierra. Alright, so I've cleaned this up. First things first, what we do on this one is I'll pick my nice and soft pencil. And we're gonna put our wind here. So, on the top side, I'll go 090, like that. I'll put the blue dot on 0 down here on the scale, like that. And I will mark 10. You can probably see... you can see the 10 down there. There's the 10. So I'll do a cross there. This way I can mark the wind. Sync flight notice, oh, no. Alpha Delta Mike, ADM 311 Sierra S. Every time you see that call sign or any call sign that's Alpha Delta Mike 311, that's going to be me. Now that the wind is set, I'm going to pull this back on, and I'm going to rotate this to the first true track, which is 330. So 330 on the top side, 330 is set. I will put the cross on our true airspeed. You can barely see probably. So there is 90 knots. The cross has to be over the line at 90 knots. I'll do that. Like that, and you can see that it has a certain displacement. This displacement is going to be how much you're going to drift with this wind flying this track. So this means we're going to be drifting. We have a side scale here that says 10, and each line is 2 degrees. So 2 deflection means 4 degrees, so we're going to be drifting 4 degrees to the right with this wind. This means we will have to correct 4 degrees to the left in order to not drift. So 4 degrees to the left will be 333 minus 4, 329er. And 329er is going to be our true heading. Alright, our magnetic heading, we can already do it, it's +1, so it's 330. This is the heading I'll be flying tomorrow. But we haven't finished yet. Now that we actually corrected for the wind, we need to see what is going to be our ground speed. And now I'm just going to put the blue dot over our true airspeed, which is the 90. So I'm just going to move it up, like that. Let me show it to you. 90, and you can see that the cross went up, because we do have a tailwind. And where the cross is our ground speed. So you can see the 90 and the 100 on the top, and our cross is somewhere sitting along the 98 knots of ground speed. So that's what I'll write here, 98. Okay? And now I'll just do it a little bit quicker, so you guys won't die of annoyance. So 352, we got 2 knots of drift to the right, so that's -2, 350. 350, that's going to be 351 on the heading. And if I put this up, our ground speed is going to be 99. Very good. Now 092, I'm rotating this to 092, putting the cross in 90. We have about 6 knots to the left, because now we are flying to the east. Wind is coming from the south, so we're drifting 6 degrees to the left. We have to compensate with 6 degrees to the right, so 92 plus 6 is going to be 098. That means our heading, magnetic, is going to be 099. Done. And now I'll put the ball on the 90, and our ground speed is 91. Now let's do 066. About 5 degrees to the left, so 5 degrees to the right. It's going to be 071, 072, and the ground speed is 95. Now 180. Oh, did I put the wind on 180 or 190? No, 190. Okay. 180. It's kind of like 1 degree to the left, so 1 degree to the right. 181, 182. And with the ball over the 90, you can now see that because we have a headwind, the cross is on the lower side, which means our ground speed is 80 knots. 218, about 2 degrees to the right, so 2 degrees to the left. 216, 217, set. And oh wow, look at those mountains, by the way. Holy cow. Let me just finish this one. Is 81 on the ground speed. And 204, it's 2 degrees. Yeah, 2 degrees to the right, so 204 minus 2, 202, 203, and the ground speed is going to be 81 as well. Final ground speed is going to be 80. I'm going to save this, and now I actually do have the headings. Are you kidding me? Look at this scenery! Screenshot time. Wow! Holy cow! It looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Sector 707. Oh wait, Dark Lucinari Passer in Dutch. Wouldn't know the name of the tool in English though. Synchro 707, that's how it is used. I always build airplanes out of that thing it's called. Really? Cloud Terrier, and during that time our A330 is doing her things on her own. Oh yeah, Claude Terrier. You wrote that in Russian. Nice. Yep, that's the beauty of things, but it's always good to know the basics. And I don't know, like these airplanes, the A330, it's doing exactly this, but it's in a lot more advanced manner, of course. Cooler, looks like a lovely place for dual engine failure. Oh, don't even think about it. Dark Lucinari, is the AeroGenesis A330 good? So far it's been pretty good, pretty stable. I want to see how it's going to be in terms of descent now. And I just want to see how it's going to go. I'm a little bit worried because I haven't flown the 330 for a long time. And this is a little bit of a more complicated airport. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, let's continue. Tomorrow what I'll do is I will recheck the wind because today, well, it's a forecast for tomorrow, and tomorrow in the morning they'll have a lot more accurate wind readings. So I will erase this cross right now already because we don't need it. Where the bloody hell is? There we go. And tomorrow I'll put a new cross because in case I need to divert somewhere, I will be using this thing in the cruise. Also, this side is pretty interesting and it is pretty amazing if you learn how to use it properly. You can basically do anything here, from mathematical exercises to conversions to airspeed conversions to, I mean, all kind of stuff, fuel consumption, density, altitude, Mach number, through airspeed to indicated airspeed, whatever you want to do, like Fahrenheit to Celsius. It's amazing. And I can actually show you how to do it. So, for instance, what do I have to do?
Aircraft, QNH 1021.
Jesus Christ, that scared the crap out of me. Anyway, now what I'll need to do is I have to just transpose the headings to the side that I'll be using in flight. So 330 here, 351, 09er, 072, 182, 217, 203, and on this one, wait, Jesus, what the hell was that? Didn't want to write. 203, and I don't need this one. Now I like to put the degree value in green. This way, when you are in flight, you have some distractions going on, maybe vibrations, maybe something else. And if I put a 0 or a green degree right here, like an Airbus track, this way I know this is the tracks or the headings column. This is the altitude column, and in time you might be seeing I have a slight blue dash there. So time is in blue. We now need to calculate the time, and I'll actually show you how to do it right here. It's pretty simple, and then I'll do it on the calculator because it's quicker. I mean, it's not quicker, to be honest. It's kind of like the same. It's just gives you a slightly more precise value, if I'm not mistaken. So, first example. Our ground speed is 98. We have a distance of 19 miles to do. I will be climbing here, so usually for the climb I add a minute or two because we climb at a lower speed than the 90 knots. So what I'll do is I'll put this 60 triangle on the airspeed. So I need to find on the outside scale a number that will say 98. So it's going to be right here. Wait. 98 will be between the 95 and the 10. 10 can be 1, can be 10, can be 100, can be 1,000, can be 10,000, can be whatever you want to do it. You just have to maintain the number correct. So 98 is right there. And now, on the inner scale, correction, on the outside scale still, I will search for the 19. 19 is right here. Sorry, it's a little bit difficult. 19 is right there. And on the inner scale, it goes between the 11 and 12. So that's time. This is the time that we will spend flying 19 miles. If you don't trust me, here is 19 divided by 98 in time. 11 minutes and 37 seconds. If you see where it goes between the... sorry. If you see... Oh wait, let me put the red line there. If you see where the red line goes between the 11 and the 12, that would be approximately 37 seconds exactly. So this thing is pretty amazing. Now because I'll be climbing, I'll go 13 minutes. I'll go 13 minutes of time. So play on the safe side of things. 13 minutes. Now I could do 99 or 16. That's roughly 10. 91 for how many? 18. Where's 18? 18 is right here. 12. 95 for 12 is like probably around 8. I'll do 7. 80 for 14 minutes. It's gonna be roughly 11. 81 for 22 miles. It will be 16 minutes. 81 again for 11. It will be 8. And this is where I'll descend, so 8 sounds about good. And the final sound, I'll just put 7 here to make sure that I account for some extra time. There we go. Times are all calculated. Dark Lucinary, did they make any changes to the VNAV of the default plane? I think so. To be fair, I think so, because I tried a couple of flights with completely automatic VNAV, and it went perfectly. So they definitely did some fine-tuning on the autopilot. Autopilot is pretty solid. Like those old bugs about the descend and not descend and whatever, it's all gone, so very good. Alright, now let's sum the time. So 5 plus 13 plus 10 plus 12 plus 7 plus 11 plus 16 plus 8 plus 7. It gives me 89 minutes. Dividing this by 60 is 1 hour and 29. Guys, this is perfect. We wanted to have 1 hour and 30 minutes of flight time. So this is within 1 minute of what we wanted. Within 1 minute. Spot on. If I do my descent slower, I'll do the 1 hour and 30. Dead. Final thing. Fuel. Now this airplane, I usually make the calculations for 18 liters of fuel per hour. So what I do is I put 18. By the way, here's a trick. I don't know if you know this, but there's a degree button on your calculator, this one, and you can make calculations with time.
Attention, all aircraft. QNH 1022.
I didn't know about it, and it's pretty amazing. By the way, how close are we? I feel like we are pretty close. 154. Oh yeah, we are pretty close. So let's just make a quick descent calculation in our minds. So Lhasa sits in elevations of approximately 12,000, right? We are at 38, so 38 minus 12, that's going to be 26. 26 times 3 is going to be 78. So 78, if I'm going to account for tailwind, which I don't have. 78, let's do 80. So 80 miles from the descent we have to go down. So that means we have 70 miles to prepare our descent. Alright, I need to finish my fuel preparation very quickly here. And so I was just saying you about the time. Let's say you want to add or you want to add 1 hour and 20 minutes plus 5 minutes. So if you do 1.2 plus 5 or plus 0.5, that's not going to give you any correct value, right? But if you do 1 hour, you put the degree there, and 20 minutes degrees plus 0 hours and 5 minutes, it's going to give you 1 hour and 25. And if you need to do a calculation from normal values, you can just hit the degrees, it will give you the exact value. Or if, for example, you made a calculation in time, like we just did for the 1 hour and 29, you can just click the degrees and it will put it back into time, which is incredible. So I just go 18 times 0 hours, and now I just multiply it by the minutes. So we have 7 minutes. That's approximately 2.1 liters. Then times 8 minutes, it's gonna be 2.4 liters. Then times 10 minutes is the next lower value. That's 3 liters exactly. We have one more 7 minutes here, so 2.1. Then times 11 minutes, 3.3. And 12 minutes, 3.6. Then 13 minutes, 3.9. And 16 minutes, 4.8. Now I'm gonna add all of this fuel. 1.5 plus 3.9 plus 3 plus 3.6 plus 2.1 plus 3.3 plus 4.8 plus 2.4 plus 2.4. Oh, no, wait. Only one 2.4. 2.4 plus 2.1. It gives me a 26.7. So I'll round that up to 27. Or I could just round that up to 30. And see, it just deleted everything. Luckily I have the values here. So 27 here. And I have the values on the calculator. How lucky were we now? 1.5, 3.9. And they say that the Apple products are good. Jesus Christ. Plus 3, plus 3.6, plus 2.1, plus 3.3, 4.8, 2.4, and 2.1. Alright, that's done. I just need to add all of this fuel. 27 plus 18 plus 3 plus 3 plus 17 gives me a total of 68. I'll round it up to 70, and I know that the school requires a minimum of 94 solo cross-country flights. So, navlog is completed. And yes, it deleted the time here, so it was 1 hour and 29 minutes. Brilliant. Navlog is completed. Now we have to prepare for our descent. And I'll finish the rest of my flight preparation after the stream. So I hope you enjoyed that bit. Just put it away. Put all the stuff away so I can focus on going for the 330. So, A330, here we go. No METAR at Lhasa. Let me see if I can actually get to the X-plane METAR. Not yet. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but not a problem. Let me see, do we get a distance to top of descent? Yeah, 35 miles. Okay, sounds good to me. Now, let's see what we have in terms of charts. We need to do a very quick arrival briefing. We are category Delta, ILS, DME approach, elevation, decision, altitude. This is in meters. It can only be in meters. So 4179 times 3.281. This is going to be 13,711. So just because I am going to be conservative here, I'm going to go 750 on the MDA. We're going to go flaps full. Yeah, I'm going to go flaps full. I don't think it's going to be a good idea to go with config 3. Or actually, probably it will be correct to go with config 3. Only adds 3 knots. Yeah, let's go config 3 in case of a go-around performance. We need to click on... do we? Do we need to click for the flap 3 landing? Maybe not. And auto brake will be low. If something, I will just take manual control, but the runway is pretty long at Lhasa. 4,000 meters. So very good. That is all set. Let's start the arrival briefing very quickly, and just to make sure that everything is good. So, status so far, everything is looking nice. Oh no, did we just have a wind change? Oh no. Nope, still says the same, so I'll trust it. Weather looks good. Clear sky, NTS not required, no time's fine. A lot of terrain, so terrain radar will be on. In fact, it's already on. Okay, top of descent's coming 30 miles. We're going to be arriving via the, whatever that is called, Delta Mike Oscar 1 Alpha arrival via the Zedang, and then direct to the initial approach fix, where we have to be at 6,000 minimum altitude, 6,000 meters. That's all in meters. God damn it. So we'll be watching for the restrictions on the ND. Then a right-hand turn heading 293 for the initial fix. And then over to the ILS. ILS frequency 108.7. It's a normal 3 degrees, I hope. Yep, glide path is 3 degrees, looking good. And if something goes wrong, the go-around procedures climb straight ahead to DME 8.8. Lima X-ray Alpha at 4,800 or above, then turn right to Lima X-ray Alpha at 6,300 meters or above, contact ATC. So 4,800, let me just... I need to write this because it's important. This is 15,750 feet. Impressive. And the rest is gonna be fine. What we can actually do also is we should have a meters button somewhere. Yep, there we go. Ah, it doesn't work. RIP. Fine. 9 miles to go. Let's start a shallow descent. I want to see what the airplane does because we're testing the airplane as well. So I've set that. 8 miles to go. Let's just continue a little bit the checklist. Arrival type is brief. Approach running go around reading F set. Alternated fuel. We're looking good with the fuel. So far the airplane says that we're going to arrive with 18.5 tons on board, so we can just simply return back if we need that. Config is going to be flaps 3. I'll do the performance calculations in a moment. Auto brake low, reverse maximum. I don't care where we vacate because the terminal is quite far away, so probably vacate at Alpha 4 or Alpha 3 or even Alpha 2, which is going to be probably the best option, straight to the gates. And that's going to be it. Special considerations, high terrain, be aware of the high terrain, monitor that, and basically that's it. Alright, let's see. Descent. It started the descent. Okay, everything looks correct here, so that's good. Yeah, the path is a little bit higher because I started it just so slightly earlier. But it looks like it's catching it. Look, it's maintaining minus 1,000. This is correct as well. Very well done. Good. Okay. So, constraint mode on. And then we're not overweight. No lost comms expected. Brief complete. Very good. Yekaterina, hello! Welcome. Synchronous 7, 18 liters per hour is not much. Yeah, it's not much if you compare that with like Cirrus or something very powerful. But there are airplanes that do quite less. Like TechNam that we have in our flight school can do 15. So in the long run, that can be felt. Dark Lucinar, do you recommend an iPad along with an Apple Pencil for flight school? I do recommend an iPad, one of the newer ones, because they are better. Everybody says that they are better, like a lot better than the model that I have. But I think the Apple Pencil, while it works very good, I wouldn't say it's a requirement because it's crazily expensive. And if you're going to pay for your flight training, man, that's going to be expensive. So, yeah. Okay, I just need to do a couple more calculations. So the entry for the ILS says here 5,350 meters. So that's going to be 17,550 feet ILS entry. Just to make sure that I don't miss anything. And what else? What else? I think that's it. Aha, Tomer! Hey! Welcome. How are you, man? It's good to see you here. You're just in time for a very scenic approach into Lhasa, which, by the way, should be right in this valley. Incredibly looking. Incredibly looking valley. Alright, we initiated descent, seatbelt sign's gonna come on. And let's do landing performance, just to make sure that we can see here. So landing weight, pardon me, 179, let's do 1795. 179500, enter. Missing values for calculation. I feel like this is not complete yet. Definitely not complete. Yeah, because there are now boxes here. Okay, landing, forget about it. I think we'll fit. But we will be looking at our ground speed, because you guys remember that indicated does not mean we're flying at that speed on the air, actually. So we could be flying 180 knots or 140 knots or whatever is going to be our approach speed. 139. But over the ground we will be flying at a much higher speed because of the high altitude where we are. So yeah. And by the way, we are flying at a bloody fast airspeed. We are only 40 knots until the sorry, we're 40 miles to the point where we're going to be starting intercepting the ILS. So I might just... No, I'll wait. I'll wait just a tiny bit. I want to see what the airplane does. But we're going to have to start slowing down early, especially because the 330 is a glider. This airplane, it glides forever. Dark Lucinario, thank God I only really have to pay the flight school prices once I get a job as a pilot if I get in at KLM. Well, that's pretty good. Man, I wish I had the opportunity to hop in such a program. I actually wanted to, but when I was looking for, it was still COVID time.
Attention, all aircraft. QNH 1021.
Speaking of QNH, I want to see what's the weather here. 050, 6 knots, visibility more than 10 miles, rain, sky clear, temperature 13, dew point, QNH 1052. I don't know if I want to trust the QNH, but one thing that kind of bothers me is the fact that we have 6 knots, 050, so we're going to have a 6 knots tailwind. So you know what, I'm going to stop my descent. But wait, I don't have any charts for the other side. I don't have any charts for the other approach on the other side. Alright, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. 6 knots is not as bad. 6 knots. I think we can take that. We'll see. If the ground speed is going to be above 180, yeah, we'll go around and I'll go out of brake medium. Sounds good to me. Alright, no 10,000 because that's below ground. ILS 17.55. So 17.5 is set. Marks correctly, we're still flying quite high or quite fast. So let me activate approach phase. I feel like I need to put my hands into the deal and start doing stuff, because otherwise it's gonna be a problem. Because, well, physics apply. Ahatomer 1052 seems a bit high. That's because of the adjustment for the terrain, so 1052 might be actually correct. I am not sure, so I'll have to trust it. Maybe I can go into windy and confirm that. Also, let me check. Because we do have a pressure reading. Windy says 1006. I don't know who to trust. And this is a problem, because it's a huge difference. Let's try trusting windy. Worst case scenario, we go around. Alright, that is all set. Look how quick we got there. I'm gonna have to push the LS push buttons on. We are, at this moment, 1,000 feet above the field, so lights on. Let me actually do this. Manage speed. Flaps are retracted. Speed brakes retracted, sorry. Am I not seeing any terrain though? Let's go flaps 1. At least we have good visual conditions. Look at that, 220, but our ground speed is 307. Crazy fast, and we are 30 miles from the runway at 300 knots. That's gonna be in a heartbeat. And now I don't know if I should trust the glide slope. I know it's still just a reading because we're so far away, but you know there is a false glide slope. If we're slightly below or slightly higher, no, wait, slightly below, no, but slightly higher, you may have a false glide slope, and that's quite scary. Okay, let's set a lower altitude. Airplane so far is looking good. What's missing, I've noticed, it's the maximum flap extension speed. like VFE speeds. We do not have that. And that is a little bit worrying. Alright, speeds are looking good. Let's go flaps 2. I'll manage the speed now. 175, because we're actually flying 241. And is it doing an altitude restriction or what? What the hell are you doing, man? You should be going down. Alright, seems like VNAV is still a little bit off. Quite a bit off, to be honest. Yeah. Catch up with the ILS now. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Manage speed. We comply with the restrictions. That's the entry, 17,560, correct? Yep, quite high. $17,500, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Oh, I can see the runway. Good. Holy cow, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Outside view screenshot, of course, because are you kidding me? This is amazing. This is absolutely phenomenal. Alright, we're gonna have to keep going down for that glide slope. Because now we're definitely having a correct reading. Okay, wind so far is not too bad. Flaps 3. Go localizer. Flaps 3, gear down, speed brake armed, lights on. Landing checklist. Go around altitude will be set in a moment. It's gonna be 15,750, which basically it's all set. Still wants to go for the full flaps though. Yeah, wants to go for the full flaps. Alright, I'll go for the full flaps, no problem. Go catch that glide slope, please. Yeah. The brakes wouldn't work now. No, did we screw up because of the plane? I feel like we screwed up because of the plane. Let me take control. Let me see if I can save it. 5,750, go around, so I'll set 1580. Let's get there. Oh, there's the glide path. Approach armed. Interception from above. Alright, landing check. Let's go around altitude. 15,800 feet set. Crew advised. Econ memo. It's going to be below 10,000, so we'll see that. Stand by for the checklist. Red alt is still not alive, so I feel comfortable doing this, which means we still have more than 2,000 feet below us. But, man, the airplane tricked us there. That little level off, that was just like, I don't know, maybe a 10 to 15 seconds level off was enough to throw us away. Alright, here we go. Glide slope is armed. Got the flight director on. Oh, just in time, sync crash flyer. 10 months, man. Holy cow. Thank you so much. Alright, I'll just start to ease up that descent. We do have a little bit more tailwind now. Alright, look, ground speed is 185, 184, it's descending. Still no red out. So we are on the pass, stabilized now. Very good. Check the outside view. I wonder if on the other side you have to do a circling. Maybe you have to do a circling on the other side. If it's so, we're gonna have to repeat this flight, but on the 319. A lot of 319s fly here. Alright, speed is 180, 179. Looking good. Alright, radio altimeter is on. Got it in time. There's the chem memo. It was no blue. So, landing checklist is officially complete. Let's go. What a beautiful place. Also, the airplane, maybe it's just me, maybe I haven't flown the default laminar for a long time, but it feels just so slightly heavier than the default. Checked. 179 on the ground speed, so it's good. Watch the tailwind cooler, absolutely correct. So far it's 7 knots, so it dropped. Maybe it will drop a little bit more. Maximum we can take is 10. So it's dropped 6 now. What was the minimus? 13. Oh no, I read the minimus wrong. Or no, the minimus are right. Alright. So we passed the minimus already. There was no call. But we were fine. Runway's inside. Everything is good. Oh, 8 knots there. We are 2 knots within the maximum that I wanted. So it's not going to be a soft landing, let me tell you already. It is going to be land on the spot. And I don't know why, but the runway feels short. Yeah, probably there is a circling for the other side. Pretty sure. Or maybe an RNAV that's not published. Alright, the roll still feels a little bit light for a 330, I would say. 176 on the ground speed. We are safe.
400.
Check. A bit turbulent here. Watch out the vertical speed.
300.
Yeah, it's a bit turbulent now.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh boy. Ah, God, I forgot, of course. Alright, speed brakes up. Our reverses are green. Oh, we are deselling. Manual braking. I forgot, man. This would not be a glider because of course we are at 10,000 feet of altitude. Should have kept the power. I cut the power like we were on the on sea level. Yes. Dark Lucinar, did you do Barrow Radio Minimus? I did Barrow. Yeah, brake fans are gonna go on. What temperature is it on the outside? 23. It is hot. Dude, what the rookie mistake. I did the same thing on the 7-4 into La Paz. I've cut the power too early. That was stupid. And looks like we do have a traffic there. No, it's static. Alright, but we are on the ground. We're safe. APU is on. Stop the clock. Reset the flight directors. And this is exactly where I wanted to vacate. What a rookie mistake. God damn it. We're gonna have to redo this. We will. We will in the future on the 319. I will watch the replay. I'm not afraid of putting myself to shame. Alright, runway is vacated. It's clear on the left. Clear on the right. Again, if you want to use the scenery, it is on the description. Just a reminder, it is for X-Plane 11 only. It works with X-Plane 12, but you will not have the support for the beautiful puddles and all that stuff. Did the chart say MDA? Yes, it did. Yes, it did, or maybe not. Standby. MDA, not MDA. Sorry, MDA is for non-precision approach. It said DA, decision altitude. All right, I'm gonna stop here, position 1, because why not? Brakes have cooled down. Now this is all SAM jetways. I don't have that plugin installed, so no beautiful plugins nor gateway stuff. So we're gonna be using our own ingenuity. But I did got quite nice there on the taxi lane. A3, oops. A332. A bit more. Alright. Pocket brake is set. Lights are off. We've got APU bleed on. I didn't set the clock. Oh no, flight time got away. 2 hours dead. Off block time. Let's shut down the engines. Those shutdown sounds are not very beautiful. Seatbelt sign off. Fuel pumps off. And below 5% N1. Gonna do the beacon as well. Dark Lucinari. So which height did you use? I made the conversion. It was 13 something. Now it's away. 13,000 something because it's in meters. Because decision altitude is 4,179. That's in meters. So I used 13,750. So that was correct. That was correct. Below 5% N1. Still nope. Feels unrealistic, so beacon light off. And that's it. Unlock the door. Nope. The other side, please. Doors unlocked. After landing was complete. Parking checklist, parking brake shocks set, engines off, wing lights off, fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist is complete. Very, very, very nice. Alright, let's watch the landing. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. If it doesn't crash, of course. In the meanwhile. Okay, it didn't. Oh boy. But that approach was okay. Poor A330. How could I forget that this is a 10,000 feet of elevation? Makes no sense. Prepare for the oof moment. Oh yeah, that was a bit oof. That did you see how the nose dropped? That was not me. That is the medium auto brake on the 330. It's too aggressive. Oh yeah, that was quite oof. Wait, I want a screenshot though. Like it looked. Screenshot. Smoke trails. Oh boy, that was harsh.
Make sure to observe the sign. To fasten your seatbelt, and that is a manual link into the buckle.
Poor passengers.
Pulling the strap. To fasten, lift the belt.
Oof. Yeah. That was harsh, I admit. Show the screenshots and we say it was minus 156. Yep. Dark Luminary, it would be in 13,710. Yes, you are correct, and I added a margin for no reason. I added a margin because I thought that maybe my calculation would be a little bit off, but that makes no sense because it's decision altitude, so it already has a margin. So you are totally right, because my calculation gave me, let me tell you, 13,711.2. So that's it. Cooler, for the default I've started landing with no brakes and then turning them on after touchdown. Yep, I feel like that's the only way you can do a more or less decent landing. Like I said, I haven't flown the 330 for a long time. This is not to take any responsibility out of this hard landing. But yeah, I haven't for a long time. And so, yeah. Anyway, Stoicera, thank you very much and good flight tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. It is amazing for all of you guys who've been here throughout this flight and watched me prepare mostly my flight for tomorrow. Still have a couple of things to do, like weight and balance, set the flight plan up and send it. It's much like VATSIM. Has some different things, but mostly is exactly the same. And yeah, basically that's it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna watch ourselves taxiing here to the gate. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. We're gonna see you next week. Next week is gonna be probably something very special again. It's gonna be a pain in a place. To me, of course, but you're gonna probably have a big laugh out of it. It should be fun. Those who are on Discord already probably know, so if you want, join in, and we're gonna discuss it there. Alright guys, thank you very much again for being here. Don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe. Join for our adventures. Have fun flying. Bye bye. You are amazing. I just want to stop. I just want to see the airplane stop. So we're gonna wait until the airplane stops, and then I'm gonna shut down. Bye bye guys. You're awesome.